The mana'o of our kupuna, whose spirit and essence are one with this Aina Molokaʻi, reconnect us to values that ground us in a self-perpetuating culture of health and well-being. Let us carry their torch of aloha, passed down to us for the health and safety of our keiki, community, and countless future generations. Presenting Molokaʻi Kūpuna Legacy.
Aloha, my name is Sunny Han. Today I'm here with Kalani Han, who is my dad. Dad, please introduce yourself and tell us how you got started farming.
Oh, sure, sweetheart. My name is Lambert Kalani Kuamoʻokūhaʻo Han, but everybody call me Kalani. Lambert, I don't know if my father got that name, but my mother says he would name me that name. I already have Kalani. I was born November 21st, 1956.
And tell us how you got started as a farmer.
Oh, it's a long story. I guess I gotta go back to when I was young. I guess when I got started as a farmer, it never came early to me. I think after looking back at all these years, I've been doing what I do, and I look at it from a young age. I think it was instilled in me that this is what I'm going to do. I never known at that time, but as I look back at my life growing up, it's just like a premonition that, this is what you're going to do. Look at how you was raised and, and more so now. I remember the earliest memory of me was I had to chores. I had to go feed pig, rake yard, do something around the house. At that early time, we don't know what homestead was at an early age. My earliest remembrance, I never know what homestead was. How come we live over here and my other friends live in CBC or Manaloa? And then as I grew up, I made differences. Yeah, we lived on Hawaiian Homestead. We had 40 acres. My parents used to tell me, that's our pineapple behind there. We listen to the pineapple guys. And I guess at that early age, I started to realize I've been doing this all the way. And in fact, I did, was feed pig, feed chicken, rake yard. I grew up in the 70s, yeah. And in those times was a time of finding out who you was, yeah. And you look at my name, Lambert Kalani Kuamoʻokūhaʻo Han. I have one Korean name, last name, one Haole first name, but I wanted everybody to call me Kalani, which they did. Well, some guys call me Han, some guys call me Lambert, and I was like, so it was an identity time for me. And not only for me, it was at that time, yeah, you had the Renaissance, yeah. We found out that, how come they'll teach us our language? But, when the Hawaiian music came back in, it was a different groove, yeah. Wow, it's good, some good music we had. We never know we had that. So yeah, I guess at that time, and me knowing where I came from, yeah, like I told you, my dad, he used to work, he used to work at Young Farm Association. That association worked really close to the high school. At that time, the high school was raising their own milk, pigs, cows. They had their slaughterhouse up there, right where the football field stand up. They had tractors, they used to grow corn and all kind of fast crop for the school. And I look back now, and my father was kind of duplicating that at home. And he even started with my oldest brother, who just passed away. Yeah? From my oldest brother came to my second oldest brother, and to me. I've been doing this, from feeding pigs, raising chickens, making taro patches, killing pig, killing cow, all that kind of stuff. We learned growing up. My dad was a Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day, no missed work. He used to work at down a wharf. He was a crane operator. He used to load crates of pineapple onto the barge for Libby and McNeil. But at the same time, we had one homestead that needed to be cared for. So we had a big family. We had, like I said earlier, number 7 out of 8 children. We all had things to do. that upbringing, I think, when moved me to that direction. Because when I went to high school, I never did think I would be farming or even right. I had to go Honolulu school, which I did, which all our brothers went. All my 3 brothers went. We all went Honolulu at 9th and 10th grade. We go play football. We go check out the city light. I had uncles who was good athletes. They used to play for Iolani school. So that was part of how I went start. How actually I went start came into after I graduated from high school in 1974. I wasn't able to go to school because school wasn't on my mind, but I had scholarships for play football in the mainland. But I never go. I was kind of like on my own. Like I said, my father was a working man. So after I graduated, I worked construction, hotel down Honolulu. Then I came home, and then I went to school. I went to school, California, and then we go up there play college, junior college. I did, and in my mind was, okay, I'm gonna take up farming classes. I went up there, I never take up farming classes. I go up there, just play football. Came back, I think it was 1977. I went up that fall, and the mistake is I came home Christmas. That was it. I never go back out. But when I came back, I had to walk down the train. Walter Reedy was walking from Momome to Kawakio. Oh, that was hard for me. So I go on that journey. I would go down there. Oh, it was fun. And was changing. Everything was changing. We started to find out who we are as own people. And then knowing that, hey, wow, I get Homestead, I get 40 acres, and the pineapple went off. Okay, soon the pineapple went off, we started to cut fence linery. We fence up. We was one of the first to fence our 40 acres, and we did that. And we raised cows. And then in 1978, I was working Kaluakoi. I was working steward, dishwasher, pots and pan, and I was doing down there about 1 year, and I said, oh. And I was farming. My mother was farming, because we have a small area. We was farming green onions and kai choy for local market. So we had auto stores, and at that time had Kulukoi. Kulukoi was 20 pounds a week. Had Kikugawas, Midnight Inn, was 20 pounds a week. Had Kanamiso, was 20 pounds a week. And Friendly Market and Misaki, Walapu, Hotel Molokaʻi. So it was a good sized market, but the price was only 80 cents, $1 a pound. Yeah? I would quit the hotel. The hotel manager said, no, you cannot, you gotta work, you go work. Or I said, okay, I'm gonna quit then. I went and help my parents, started farming. And then I did one crop in bell pepper, about 1978, the later part of 78. And then that was the first chance I had to go on my own and start farming full time. But the full time never go all the way because, it's kind of hard for depend on your crop for come. And that's why, green onion was a good crop for us because, it was quick turnover, yeah.
Which crops do you have experience growing?
Oh, plenty crops. Like how you guys see the green onions. I did the lettuce. I did lettuce like that. I did bell peppers like that. I did romaine lettuce. I did beans, watermelon, different ways. Sometimes I plant like that. Sometimes we plant with black pepper. And but the stable what kept us going was the green onion. Every year that's been going since 1978.
What kind of farming have you done? What is your preference?
Oh, I thought I just answer that.
Maybe.
Well, my preference would be I think would be one crop that I can put inside and only plant again. So right now I'm looking at doing an orchard, but they're gonna take time. But like something people can use often that can be sustainable, but hopefully you guys can find one crop that can do down the road.
You live on Hawaiian homes. Are they supportive of your farming or not? Share with us a little bit about that.
Oh, I got a big issue with them. At the beginning, Hawaiian's home was just Hawaiian's home. Their theory was, our job is to get Hawaiians on the land, but oh, sheesh, you have a long line. You guys never do a good job then. So I had plenty negative about them early on. But then, I had to focus, really focus on, if you really wanted to do what you like do, you cannot let any distraction. And then, at times there was a lot of distractions from them because they say, oh, you can do this, you can do that. But how come that guy can do that? How come he's still farming on this place? You know how I, the issue of the third party, and I was involved with that, the third party issue back in the 80s. I was involved with that. We took them to court in the Department of Justice, federal court, and then evidently won. But I can see a lot of things they still can do to help the homesteaders. But I gotta, it's been a challenge for staying in business all these years. But like I said, you gotta be mind strong and focused, I guess.
So throughout the years you've been farming, what are the major differences that you've noticed in the agriculture field?
The difference, well, the big companies came. They was here when the pineapple field was here. It was all good and dandy. Yeah, everybody was happy. But when they left, they just left everything how it was, and then we had to pick up the pieces. Then we had to figure out what we were going to do, and then we went through that. Some people came in, they did a good job, and some people from the state they came in, and I think they caused confusion. I think or misinformation of what we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to do things. I look back, it wasn't easy. I remember when I just got into farming, I used to tell aunties or, just guys, I will farm. I like farm. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a farmer. Oh, man, you look at me, you laugh. Laugh. And these are the kind of guys used to work for the field, yeah? No fun, laughing at me, they're making fun. Like, no way. And then not only aunties or, neighbors, but even guys who was teaching agriculture, they say, no, you're not gonna make it. You have a hard time, you're gonna need and that's true, for being a farmer, you need the right tools. Just like anything else. You need the right tools, you need the right resources, you need resources. When I would start, I just would jump in, just jump in. We had the land and we had water. Yeah, the water when the irrigation went open, we was one of the first to get meters. 15 to 20 homesteaders was the first to get irrigation meters. My mom and dad was on that list, and I was the one who put them in. I put all that water line in 1978 or 77 around there. The challenges was a lot. The first festival here, I got grant from Molokaʻi Pacific. I went bankrupt. In fact, I went bankrupt. I had one loan from Maui, and then I went bankrupt because by the time they gave me the money, it was too late already. But you know how they work at. You gotta go out to the state. By the time you get the money, they tell you get the money over here, but they don't give you the money till 1 year after. It was too late. But I think that was a blessing when they did that, because after that, I came back more strong. Lately, the problem is, like in the last, I say, 10 years, it was just elevating, just getting worse. People like the dealers, they know where they can be safe. The way they can be safe is for the homestead. But the homestead is dry, yeah? They gotta move on. Yeah, deers is one problem, the major problem now. Yeah, invasive species is insects and all that stuff is a concern too. Pests, yeah, fruit flies, all these kind of get new insects. I used to plant certain crops, like I used to plant steady too, kai choy and pak choy. And then I was planting 1 year, I looked this insect, never did see them before. I took them to UH. They said, oh yeah, this bug on problem down Honolulu, man. They don't know what to do. And then, oh, how got over here? They make like this. Oh, you gotta be mind strong, man. You gotta focus. You gotta stay on your thing because you get plenty distraction. You're gonna need save your money early. Save your money, man. Because you're gonna need plenty tools. Just like anything else, you get good tools, your job will come easier. And the tools nowadays is expensive. Look now, the freight going up, everything going up. That's one thing I would bring up with Hawaiian homes, what they can do, yeah? What they can do, what they should have done long ago was, get involved with the marketing of things homesteaders can grow. Yeah, because they're on state agency. Yeah, the state is out of schools and stuff like that. And then like especially us on Molokaʻi who get 40 acres. Yeah, if we can get investors for invest in us and say, oh okay, just like how the pineapple was with all the, they say okay, yeah, we'll put this much money, you guys go grow this tomato, just grow all the tomatoes, or all the lettuce. But another thing too, Molokaʻi kind of isolated, huh? You gotta still jump on a boat and ship them down. So that's not a problem too, but with all the money, like the money they're gonna get now, 600 million, of course, people need houses, but it's another generation. My time is Kūpuna already. I gotta pass this questions down to my younger generation. Because selling the stuff was a real problem, yeah, to get them off. Of course, you get wholesalers on Honolulu will take whatever you get. If they like them, they take them. If they don't like them, they're not going to take them. So you can spend 3 months on this growing this crop and end up losing out because, oh, wow, okay, I never know how this stuff. But as I you gotta be adaptable. You gotta be headstrong, focused, yeah, saving money early. So you can get good tools. Oh, I've been doing them on the oldest tractor, the oldest kind of implements, just getting by, yeah. I used to sell off island, green onions. 1980s, I had I think 10 of my nieces and nephews working with me. I just sent all over the island. You remember that time we had the Hawaiian Airlines used to come here? I just sent them to Kauai, KTA on Maui, a big island. The KTA stores on the Armstrongs produce on Maui and Honolulu and Kauai. The green onion, I used to sell like about 500 pounds a week. The last 17 years, I went back to school here in 2003. I went back to school. I went get my BA from Molokaʻi, and then I went take online classes from UHLL. And then my thought was go teach her in the school, which I did. But she was born, so I couldn't go get my teaching degree. So what I did, I took her here. My wife went go do all the teaching stuff. She got a degree, Hawaiian language teacher. But I was able to substitute. I was substituted, and Kuala Lumpur School and hired me as a farming specialist. So I did, I don't know if you guys know Kuala Lumpur, all those vegetable boxes up there. Yeah, I put all that in, and we've been doing that with the kids ever since for the last 2 now. My wife took over that job ever since I lost my time. She's doing that now after school program with them. So you can go as small as that, yeah? You can go with a shovel, make your own box and home use. Or if you like go, you like be a farmer and you get 40 acres or 20 acres, something substantial that you think, or even 5 acres. That depends what you grow. But you get a lot of challenges ahead. You get minimal population, so you like sell stuff where the population's there. But for subsistence, yeah, we can do stuff. My mother's grandfather, his name was Molokaʻi Senior. And Kuhio, I guess, was his friend, and Kuhio asked him for try to go Molokaʻi, see if he can survive over there. Because at that time, he had his family, there was Waikapu, they had taro patches, they was living off the land, and it was impressive. So he looked at the thing, and he just left. He took his whole family, and in 1924 he came over here. He kind of like we start over here on this road. So from down here on the top, you get one son. On the bottom, you have another son. Down here, have another son, and his house was right across the first house on this side. And they would make a go. And one crop they would plant was watermelon. And because of that, they one picture with the governor at that time, Farrington Wallace or Wallace and Farrington. And we get the picture someplace in the home that's showing that, Homestead can survive. And, because of that, the Homestead would, they would give out some Homestead.
The land was all dry and never had water.
Yeah, it was all dry and never had water. So there was a religious people, they came, and they prayed for water. And in the rains, and they did what they're supposed to do, and they never go back. And now they still get land, Waikapu. So everybody fighting, oh, what happened? Where all the land went? That's another story. And then my father came from, my father was born from Honolulu. But his mother was Molokaʻi girl, Iaya. But his father was on Han. Han, yeah, was cab driver. My grandfather used to pick up my grandmother from Hāleʻiwa, take up downtown. She was on a telephone operator. And that's how he got married. But we see down Hāleʻiwa, my grandmother's father then had land down there. Had land. They used to leave Hāleʻiwa. They was cattle farmers too. The Wailoa or Hāleʻiwa side, they get big land down there. So, you know, that's a connection. He's talking about how he's farming.
Come from a long line of farmers. Well, what's the most satisfying part about being a farmer?
Satisfying part, you can grow stuff for other people. You can grow stuff we eat. You can help somebody. Yeah, you can share. I think that was one of the satisfying things too for keeping and farming. Know that I can grow this on my own homestead and take them downtown, or you know, sell them and people enjoy, and you know, passing them down to you guys. You know, I can see joy in that now because now I can see. So you know, you guys doing most of the work. You know, seeing that, you know, I can pass this down to you, my children, and grandchildren. There's some grandchildren come, they help us too. The legacy, I think, going to be that we still get our land, that we still get home. The legacy going to be in our aina.
Knowing who you are and where you come from, you begin your own legacy of respect, aloha, and ohana well-being by remembering the values your kupuna have passed on. You are part of a legacy, and your kuleana is to make it happen.